a while, guys. Let's watch this video. Let's watch this video because my brother, my sister, this is not a democratic country again, because what we are seeing is something else. These guys are up to something. Kindly watch this video and drop your comments on the comments section, and please share this video, guys. Thank you very much.
The presidency under the watch of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not only afraid, is a coward. Mark my choice, those words are mine. We have never seen such a cowardly presidency, that after you have swallowed up as much as 31 governors, after you have swallowed up as much as near 90% of the national legislature, after you have improved upon, quote and unquote, state capture and control of state apparatus, you still will not allow the opposition to thrive. That's cowardice. Not just scared, it's cowardice. And now, the little that is left of the opposition to thrive, the little effort that we're making to ensure that we build confidence, deepen and sustain our democracy, you have decided to destroy it through the INEC. You don't want an opposition at all, and you call it a democracy? Where in the world does it happen? And then some will tell you that, oh, the man who was in charge was a Democrat, he indeed fought for democracy. But clearly history is playing out. And so many people who were involved with us in the struggle for the revalidation of June 12 are beginning to speak up, to actually say that Bola Ahmed Tinubu ran into exile because Abacha refused to honor his pact with him. And clearly he's vindicating that argument, because he's showing that there is no democracy, no modicum of democratic credentials in him. Why will a president and his party have as much as 31 governors and you still do not want a credible opposition? Why would they have more than 80% of the Senate and you don't want a credible opposition? What is he afraid of? And I clearly say, because they have failed woefully, they do not want a vibrant opposition. But the Nigerian people are saying, it's beyond your partisan imbroglios. It's beyond your desire to destroy partisan opposition. We will resist you. And let me tell you, Victor, interestingly, Nigerians are saying, whether they like it or not, we're going to come out to vote in 2027. That's why they're saying no to the revalidation of the voter's card. I hope you understand that idea. Nigerians are saying, oh, we don't care whether there is Mandela on the old card. We don't care whether there is Muhammad Ali on the old card. We don't care whether Cassius Clay is in the old register. We don't care whether Nelson Mandela is on the old register. We want that register because that's where I can find my name. And since my name is there, I don't want anybody to tell me any hubris about revalidation. When we finish with the 2027 election, we can begin with revalidation of voter. That's how angry Nigerians have become. So everything that this present INEC is mounting, ditto, oh, let's try and fine-tune the electoral register and remove names that are non-existent. Let us try to, it's misinterpreted, or perhaps justly so, seen as an effort of the presidency through INEC to shortchange the people come 2027. Nobody believes this INEC anymore. So if there is anything left, any morality, any sensibility of right, any sense of justice or scruples left in Amopiton, I tell you, it is not a call that is bordering on threat. It's a call that is bordering on his future and the future of his dependents. He should resign because nobody is willing to trust anything he says anymore. Clearly, he has put almost every step wrongly, and Nigerians are saying, we don't trust you. Nigerians are getting ready. I've listened to interviews by my brothers and friends who are saying clearly that we will boycott 2027 if INEC continues like this and if the ADC leadership is not returned to the portal. And I'll tell you what, it is a precursor to a revolution. That's why I warned. This president is that proverbial snake that is feeding on its tail, that's eating itself. Because if all you have fed on before was to tell Nigerians that you're a Democrat, you're the one destroying democracy. What an irony. He's the one destroying democracy today. And these actions of his will do him no good.
ADC says he's going ahead with his congresses, whether INEC recognizes or not. And INEC, one is tempted to ask, if INEC does not monitor this Congress and does not recognize the congresses by the ADC, will ADC be legally right to field presidential candidates and governorship candidates in the 2027 election?
Victor, let me make you laugh. ADC threatened that it will go ahead with its conventions. INEC replies and says, do not make the mistake that the PDP or the APC made in Zamfara state. That's Amupito telling you the script. If you go ahead, we will not recognize you. We will not recognize your candidates. We will call the ADC non-existent with respect to the next election. That's simple. So you see what it is? The witch cried last night, the child dies this morning. You see what it is? He who pays a piper calls the tune. You see what it is? Amopito's INEC playing the APC script. That's what it is. If you can't stop the opposition, stop them from fielding candidates. If you can't stop them from fielding candidates, when we return to the last leg, we'll rig absolutely. But I want to say clearly that when these scripts, or wherever they couch the scripts, don't they have people who can sit back and say, this is Nigeria really, this is not Cameroon, where Biya will wake up and appoint his son vice president. This is not Mobutu Sese Seko's Zaire, where everywhere, not only will they sing the songs of sycophants, but before national news, they will play his song and show his picture. You know, this is a country where we're saying, stop singing on your mandate, we shall stand before state functions. So you can't conquer us. It is not possible. Those who are telling him that, Victor, let me say clearly, if the 36 state governors go over to the APC, they still will not win 2027. That's the truth. Bring their best script writers and let them confront us. You'll find out that in the last election, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu was just a candidate, he wasn't a president, he hadn't failed so woefully. He hasn't lied consistently to Nigerians about our economy and borrowed more than Buhari. He hasn't told us how well they're doing on repairing infrastructure and Nigerians are sleeping on the roads. He hasn't told us about how he's fighting insecurity and more Nigerian lives are being killed by the day. He hasn't failed so woefully. 21 state governors in 2023, Victor, could not deliver their presidential candidates in this country. They couldn't. Even the state he governed for 8 years, don't forget, this is true historicity. The state of Lagos that he governed for 8 years and has held by the jugular since 1999. He lost to Peter Obi. They know that once a credible opposition candidate comes, he will sweep the polls, even if they have 36 state governors. So what they are trying to do is ensure, okay, ADC can't be in the polls in 2027. Any other one that comes up will not be. And so they have to deal with, quote unquote, a seemingly wishy-washy opposition. But they have forgotten. Maybe they do not have the time to hire professionals who are experts in political analysis to tell them that is either of three things before you. Is either you allow for credible and vibrant opposition and go back to the drawing board to make Nigeria a huge construction site within the next 1 year, and ensure that in actuality Nigerians see your performance, you will lose woefully. That's a simple analysis, Victor. These people should go back to the drawing board and make democracy responsible to the people. They should make governance responsible to the people. They should turn Nigeria to a huge construction site where we see in actuality what they're doing. If they continue to do politics and think that INEC will mess us up, and think that the DSS, the DMI, the police, the NIA, and whatever state apparatus they control will stop us from speaking up, oh, they've got something huge coming. And that something huge is the fact that this country is a country of great fighters. I don't know whether you remember the great Shehu Okewo of the Ali Mongol protest. I don't know whether you remember that we still have a few strong, vibrant minds that will not cower. I don't know whether you know that in this country we resisted the military, and when IBB annulled June 12th, he could not but use wrong language when he told Nigerians that he was stepping aside. I don't know what that means. We still don't know what that means in English language.
He's still stepping aside.
But he ran away. I don't know whether you know that Absalom Abubakar, when he took over after the death of Abiola, he practically handed power over in less than 12 months. I don't know whether you remember that 5 political parties had endorsed Abacha's candidacy, and the sage Bola said that it was the 5 fingers of a leprous hand, and Nigerians fought. I don't know whether you know, and I don't know where people are coming from this when they think that Nigerians are cowardly. I'm a Nigerian. I'm not cowardly. I'm 55 years old. I've spent more than 9 years of my life in one custody or the other, and I'm not tired. On my way here, I told my brother that was driving me here that perhaps something tells me that some of us are going to return to the Gulag before 2027. And my brother said, they can't do it. And I said, no, they are dumb, deaf, and blind. They lack soul, conscience, and scruples. These men are cowardly. Cowards fight with everything. But truth will vindicate the just. And truth will set our country free. And I live in a country, Victor, I'm prophesying here, I will live in a country, and I believe you will, where justice will reign.